Good morning, Dr. Troy Van Biezen here. I want to welcome you to my clinic. Let's take a tour.
When I'm not on the course hacking it up, making double, triple bogeys, or roasting professional golfers on the internet, I like to relax, put my feet in the sand, enjoy the sun, and throw down an ice-cold Corona Premier. But unfortunately for me, even when I'm on the course, my feet tend to still be in the sand, in the bunker. My golf game might not be premier, but my light beer is. Troy, hey, good to see you, man.
Good to see you too.
We've been talking about doing this for a while now.
A long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to be here, man. Obviously, you guys got a great setup here. A lot of big names, big stars from all sports have walked through these doors and worked with you.
Yeah, it's been a pretty cool journey. You know, I've been doing this for 20 years now, and never would imagine to get to this level. But I think as I've gotten older, I have more time to reflect. So some of the things I see on the wall, obviously each one has their own story. It's been kind of cool to reflect over the last little while on what I've accomplished, you know, and some of the guys I've helped over the years in all sports. It's been kind of neat.
20 plus years, PGA Tour, 200 plus days a year on the road traveling.
Yep.
All over the world, a bunch of countries. It's a lot.
It's a lot. You know, it's a grind being out there for 20 years, and like you said, over 200 days a year on the road, and not just domestic but international. And I love what I do. Obviously, that's why I'm doing it. I've been very fortunate to work with some of the best players in the world. Somebody asked me the other day, I think probably close to 100 PGA Tour wins with the guys I've worked with.
That's awesome. And
I think we're up to 13 major championships. So yeah, a lot of sacrifice. Obviously, family. You know, obviously married and have 2 kids, so they've been. I couldn't have done it without them either. They've been a big support. So.
Yeah.
And the guys I work with are great golfers, but they're also great guys off the golf course, and they're good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes it a lot better.
No, it's amazing. Lots of memorabilia up here I see on the wall from gals that you guys have worked with.
Yeah, it's called the Wall of Fame, and it just happened. You know, a couple guys just came in with some pictures. They signed it for me. I put it on the wall, and all of a sudden, you know, we got all this. And as we go through the clinic, you'll see some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Not quite sure I'm going to do with all this stuff when I retire, but
no, it's cool.
I don't have room in my house.
It's cool you're collecting it all. Yeah, come show us around a little bit, some of the different things that you guys have set up.
Sure. So in here, this is our basically what we call a recovery room. We have a cryotherapy chamber right here. So this thing gets pretty cold pretty quick. So we use this quite a bit post-workouts, whether it's for inflammation control, whether it's just for recovery, hormonal balance. It's a pretty important tool, recovery tool we use. And then what we do is we go right from the cryo chamber into the red light therapy, red light infrared. So that also, they work together in unison. So it's been good. And you know, we've had a little bit of fun. You can see some of the pictures on the wall, people going in.
Yeah, those pictures.
Getting frozen. We kind of make this room kind of fun. Some of the funny faces. You can see Ryan Palmer wearing like a Dallas Cowboys football helmet. So some of the funny stuff. US Open trophy sitting on top. So we try to make it fun.
Yeah. Is this something you can travel with as well here?
You can. There are smaller, more portable ones that we do travel with.
Okay.
So it's kind of weird. I'm probably the first one on the PGA Tour that brought red light, infrared light into the mix. Mm-hmm. And they have some smaller ones. But I remember, gosh, this was probably 4 years ago at Augusta. Obviously, when you're doing something with guys and people watch, they want to copy, right, what success is. Mm-hmm. And when they started me bringing out some of the red light, infrared light, all of a sudden within a month, every guy out there is using red light. So there was a room at Augusta by the range. They gave us a treatment room for the guys, and we called it the red light room because at nighttime when guys are done playing, the whole room glowed red. And there was like 10 of these laying on top of guys. So it's kind of funny how that's evolved over time. So, but it's a good tool. We use it quite a bit. We actually used it this year during the Dallas Stars playoff run.
Okay.
So we travel with that as well. It's a pretty important thing and easy to do. Just lay there, let the light work do its job. Yep.
You got to get some pictures with Scottie and his trophies up here. So
he's won too many. We got too many pictures, not enough room.
So tons of Ryder Cups and President's Cups that you traveled to.
I've been involved in 5 Ryder Cups and 5 President's Cups.
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously Ryder Cup you watch on TV is really cool, but being there live is like there's no comparison.
Yeah.
The Ryder Cup, especially over in Europe, the Ryder Cup it's really, I mean, you get chills, and especially on that first tee is insane.
Yeah.
So again, like some of the guys I worked with they've been very, grateful to me and allow me to take pictures and be involved. And yeah, again, it's just that reflection time. This is obviously winning at Whistling Straits with the guys was they're long weeks. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They're a lot of work.
Yeah.
You're up at 5 in the morning and you crash around 9:30 at 10 o'clock when you're done with the guys. You do it over for 5, 6, 7 days, and for them to win and pull it off was kind of, I'm not playing, but you're invested, right? You're invested with them and you want to be successful, and for them to get that win was really cool. It was really cool for Steve Stricker to win that too in Wisconsin.
Yeah, no, it's like the closest thing to going to a football game on the golf course.
Yeah. The chance, the singing, and as you know, it's a massive rivalry.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah.
And again, just it's been really neat to be part of that.
Isn't that hard to believe that Scottie didn't even have a PGA Tour win at this Ryder Cup? Now he's just, it's like crazy.
And I will say, when Whistling Straits, if you can remember, beating Jon Rahm at the time he was #1 in the world, that kicked off his career to what we see today. Yeah. It gave him the confidence, I think, and him feeling, you know what, I belong here. And the way he just took down Jon Rahm methodically throughout that round was really cool to see. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So you guys you do massages here?
Yep. So basically kind of multidisciplinary. There's a section that's the sport medicine component of it. So 2 chiropractors on staff. We have a massage therapist on staff, obviously recovery room. We'll go into a couple other rooms I'll show you, and then we can walk into the gym. So the gym, we have 2 strength coaches. Really important part of rehabilitation, but also with our athletes, making sure they train at a high level, but also when injuries return to protocols, we do. So making sure when they're kind of away from the acute injury side of it, we get into here and start I always call putting the body under stress and challenging them in the gym. So physically they're ready to compete again, and mentally they feel that they're ready, if that makes sense. Yeah. So that's kind of our return to play protocols we use in the gym here. This is a pretty cool one. I don't know if you guys saw this one or not. So this was the President's Cup in Australia.
Oh, okay.
So cool story. A lady emailed me and said I have a really cool picture. And I saw the picture and she goes, "Would you like this?"
Of course I
So
would.
not even, just pure emotion. So when we dropped the last putt to win the President's Cup in Australia, I was walking with Tiger, and as you can see how emotional he was and how excited we were. And again, another long week.
Yeah.
We had to go from the Bahamas to his event all the way to Australia. And I'll tell you a story, this is crazy. Flight time on that plane was 23 hours. We were in the air for 1 day. It was insane. And Tiger was a great captain. He crossed the T's, dot the I's. He didn't miss a beat. We landed. As soon as we landed, we got to the hotel room, we unpacked, and we started training the guys. Feet on the ground, Tiger, let's get going. And it was really cool. And so I think for me, that's organic.
Yeah, that's pretty
Right,
cool.
they know
Someone
you're-
captured that moment for you.
Yeah, so it was really neat to see that. So again, kind of the reflection time.
Yeah,
Right.
no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Those gym setups awesome. Obviously more memorabilia and stuff hang up.
Yeah, it's again, it just happened. A lot of guys, they go through bags. I think you can see the bags above us, but they're like, "Hey, I have an extra bag. Would you like one?" And that's kind of what started that whole that whole trend. And then when other players came in and saw other guys' bags up there, they just started bringing their bags in.
So 20 plus years on the tour, you now have a new role with the Dallas Stars. You've been working with the Dallas Stars on and off in different capacities for 10 plus years.
Yeah, there was a point in time in my career where I worked with every pro sports teams in Dallas in some capacity. So I spent time with the Rangers, time with the Cowboys, the Mavericks, Stars, and then the golf. And it wasn't, I don't know how it happened. I just kind of, the guys, so I worked on the PGA Tour medical staff for the first 8 years. And as that time you develop relationships. And then a handful of guys, Ryan Palmer, Ben Crane, Zach Johnson, they said, hey, we would like you to work with us exclusively. So they pulled me off that sport medicine trailer and worked them exclusively. And at the time, there was really nobody who was doing that.
Yeah.
And even when I started on the PGA Tour, there was no fitness. Like nobody was doing anything. There's no pre-round, there's no post-round, there's no recovery methods. It was very reactive. I didn't need to see somebody unless I got hurt. So in pro sports, even in golf now, the evolution I've seen in the last 20 years is, back in the day, after a round, they would have a beer and have a smoke.
Yeah.
Now you got guys red light, cryo chamber, getting some soft tissue work, post-round bike flushes, protein shakes. Like, they're now athletes.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you couldn't really say that they're athletes. I always say the golf swing is an athletic move.
Sure.
But obviously, when you look at guys on the course back in the day, they're not really athletic looking. Now you're seeing guys like that. And the game's changed, as you know, right? Like, it's all about power now. You see Roy, you see Scottie, you see those guys, tall, lanky guys, just able to just smoke it. Bryson. Yeah. It's a completely different game. And 10, 12 years ago, you could play the game pretty high level, compete without doing much off the golf course because nobody was doing it. Now you have to put the time in the gym. You have to take care of your body. The nutrition side of it, the hydration side of it, the recovery side of it. There's some long days. Like kind of mentioned to you before, sometimes my mornings start at 4:45 in the morning. And I don't leave the golf course that day till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. I get there Monday and I don't leave till Sunday. And I might do 4 weeks in a row. So you get pretty beat up. So after 20 years, it takes a toll on you.
Oh yeah, and they think, oh, this guy just plays golf for a living, makes all this money and stuff, which I'm sure they're grateful for and they're humbled by the opportunity, but hard work goes into it to even gives them that opportunity to play.
Yeah, a lot more work than ever before. Like I told you, you have to have a routine. I do a lot of work, a lot of junior golfers, college kids, and I think the biggest wake-up call for them is what goes on behind the scenes because they don't know. The college golf, I've always said, doesn't really prepare you to play professional golf. I think you play 3 rounds, you play maybe 15 tournaments. We're now beginning to, because I've had some college kids who do really good in college and they get to the pro ranks, they have a tough time. It's a grind. Like you're out there 8, 9, 10 weeks in a row, like you have to perform. Like in the pro sport, in the team sports, you have your teammates that kind of help you out if you have a bad day. In golf, like if you have a bad day, you're not getting paid. Like you're going home on Friday afternoon, right? And living on the road it's sometimes gonna get lonely. I mean, you're in your hotel room. Like now with the Dallas Stars, it's easy for me. I got my teammates. I'm on the team bus, team meal, team plane. I'm with 20, 25 guys, so you can interact and you can socialize. In golf, there's times where you're on the road by yourself in the hotel room. So that's why you see more and more guys now rent homes, and 4 guys are going to house because now they can hang out together. Scottie does a great job with that. He's got a great support on the road. Him and Sam Burns are great friends. Ricky, JT, Jordan do the same thing. A lot of guys help. So now they can it just gets so lonely. You just can spend some time with people off the golf course and socialize. So this is more recovery, what we call like the passive modality. We've got some laser therapy, muscle stim, obviously the therapy beds, do a little soft tissue work in here as well. This is, I guess, kind of the hockey room.
Yeah, I was just saying, there's some hockey jerseys up. You got the great one over here.
Yeah, we've, just like the golf bags, some really cool things. Obviously Joe Pavelski brought me one of his All-Star jerseys and signed it for me. Greg signed a jersey for me, and then obviously Mike Modano, that's kind of when I started. This was his last All-Star game, and this was back in '09, so kind of tells you how long I've been doing this. And then Tony, worked with Tony quite a bit.
He's a great golfer too.
Really good golfer. He came to me obviously pretty banged up and not able to play golf because of his back. Everybody knows the history of his back. And really cool story. He came to me. I told him, I did a complete assessment on him, told him why his back was hurting him, told him his back wasn't really the problem. Other parts of his body weren't working, was just stress in the back. He looked at me kind of weird, and I said, give me about 6 weeks, I'll get you back on the golf course. And no word of a lie, within 2 weeks, he actually gave me a voicemail. It was like 7 minutes long, sounded like a kid in a candy store. Played 18 holes of golf for the first time in over 5 years with no back pain.
No way.
No, and he couldn't, so this way it started, he actually played with Jordan, and after 8 holes he stopped. And Jordan's been trying to get in the office for a long time, and he said, just go, you got nothing to lose. And that's kind of how our relationship started, and now he's doing 200 rounds a year.
Wow.
So really cool.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. And he, obviously for him, frustration set in. He's like, well, why didn't anybody figure this out for me? I could still be playing football. And we're like, yeah, you could.
Yeah.
You know, me actually originally being from Calgary, Alberta, I grew up watching Joe Newdike play, and he won the Stanley Cup in '89. And Joe's a client of ours, obviously. And so I got a jersey for the Calgary Flames when he won in '89, and a jersey in '99 when the Stars won, and he signed both of them.
That's awesome.
So yeah, really neat how things kind of, you know, just come together over time. And
Gotta get that Dallas Stars Stanley Cup next season, right?
It's coming, baby. It's coming.
So I brought George with me, who's more young, more athletic, and works out in the gym all the time, but would love for you to put him through some type of workout to kind of show what, you know, top athletes, top golfers are doing to prepare their bodies, you know, for battle every week when they're going in for tournaments, and what they do from a recovery standpoint. But don't want you to hold back.
No.
To see push him to the limits. So
I think what I'll do is with George, I'll just test him, see where he's at, challenge him.
Okay.
See what he can and can't do, and then if you know, if he does a good job, I'll just keep pushing.
Okay.
Let's see what he can do. Okay, George, what we're gonna do is start off with just a little bit of mobility work. Okay, so obviously in the golf swing, you wanna have a good rotation, what we call your thoracic spine here. So very simple, half kneeling, T-spine rotation up against the wall. So basically this outside leg is up, get your hands together here, and all I want you to do is just basically rotate and try to get the arm and basically it's open parallel with the wall. So let's go 5 reps one way, turn around and go 5 reps the other way. Okay? Yep. We'll just get you moving here. Pretty good mobility there, that's good. As we change it, we'll see if you're pretty balanced or not.
Yeah, the other side I feel like it's going to be a lot tighter.
Does it move too well? There you go. Do you play a lot of golf?
I mean, I try.
Yeah?
I should be better than I am.
Are you a righty or a lefty?
A righty.
Okay.
Oh, way tighter.
So usually when I take my guys through certain movements like this, you're always going to see one side either a little tighter, stiffer, or a little weaker. So I always want to challenge the guys going in different motions, different directions. Yeah, he's a lot tighter that way. Struggle. Yeah. Okay, so got a little movement. So now what we'll do, now we kind of open up the T-spine a little bit. We'll get into like a rotational type movement here. And what we'll use here is the Golf Forever Swing Trainer. So the way we'll do this, so we want to do something with in a split stance. So split stance position here. Basically take your chest and just lean so you get a good glute activation. Drive that right foot into the ground, arm straight, and you just want to go from here. So now that I've opened up the T-spine, I want to basically create a little bit of oblique core activation and rotating my T-spine around a stable pelvis, loading the hip and drive my foot into the ground.
Okay.
Okay. Yep, so go a little bit further back. There you go, yep. Stand tall for me. Now just lean forward and you get the glute fired. Good.
Oh, yeah, I feel it.
Now feel the glute, yep.
Yep.
And just rotate to the right. Good, and then go back to neutral. Let's just go 6 reps. Yep. Good. So he's really working hard here, right? He's loading that right glute, driving that foot into the ground, activating the obliques, the core. Good.
Other side?
This other side. Always want to do both ways, just make sure you get balanced out. So stand tall and just kind of lean and get that left hip. Yeah, a little bit more for me. There you go, good. So this is a little harder than it looks, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's funny when I take people through this, like, yeah, I can do this, no big deal. And then once I kind of set them up, they realize, wow, this is a tough move.
It's no surprise that Scottie's #1.
Right? Good. Okay, so that's kind of a rotation type move. Activate the core, stabilize the pelvis. And they always talk about in golf, like, ground reactive forces. So what I do in the gym with my guys is get them to be able to feel what it feels like to use the ground, driving their foot into the ground, right? What does it feel like to engage my hip? How do I load my hip? So this is what I could call like in a controlled environment. I do it in here to basically develop that motor pattern, so when they go out to the golf course, they know what that feels like. The reality is, if we don't do it here, really hard to do out on the golf course, because if I get up to set up to the club, as soon as I pull the club away in my backswing, in under 2 seconds, my club head speed is at 150 mile an hour plus, right? So really hard to feel what I should be feeling, but if I do it in the gym and develop that motor pattern, a lot more effective getting out there, if that makes sense. Okay. So then here, this is what's called a pail-off press. So now this is more of an anti-rotation. So basically grab with your outside hand, square your feet up, shoulder width apart, make sure your pelvis stays neutral. Try not to let your pelvis break forward one way or the other. And then we're gonna base arms straight. Again, I'm really big on this, what I call spine angle. A lot of guys will go here, which is a quad exercise. I really focus a lot more on the glute side of it. So as soon as you put your position from this position to here, now my glutes are engaged. And just 3 steps. And then rotate. Then go back. Okay?
Okay.
So let's go 2 this way and then turn around and go 2 the other way.
Alrighty.
Yep, feet shoulder width apart. So then we're gonna square yourself up and then we're gonna go down more, right there. There you go, perfect. 3 steps towards me. Good, three rotations. There you go. Okay,
And back.
Yep, nice and easy, go slow. Keep your arms out there. So you can see George starting to lose his posture here. Go ahead again.
It's my problem, that's why. No consistent ball contact.
So again, perfect discussion. If he's fatiguing out in a exercise here in a controlled environment, and he says he's losing his posture, probably loses his posture in the golf swing. Right? So
It's a good point.
yep, turn the other way. So that's the most important thing, is when you're training guys, you make sure that you train the right way, proper posture, form, cueing what they shouldn't be doing. Because if you train the way, the body always wants to find that path of least resistance. Whatever's the weakest way, easiest way to do it, that's how it's going to do it. And if nobody's here cueing you or coaching you, you're going to keep those motor patterns, which you're just going to translate to the golf course. Yep. So grab outside hand. Yep. Yep. Feet square. Good. Spine angle. Good. Arms in front of you. Square. There you go. Let's see. Go ahead. 3 steps. Yep. Always stay down, right? You want to keep it down, stay in posture. Good. Back again. George is struggling here.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Go ahead. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Good work. It's interesting when you look at the golf swing or just in life, there's 3 planes of motion, right? So I always say there's front and back, there's side to side, and there's rotation. Most humans, most golfers, most athletes I work with are very strong in the what we call sagittal plane or front and back, because they're very linear. As we go through different planes, now the side to side gets really weak, and then a lot of guys are really weak in rotation. So it's amazing the amount of athletes I work with who play a rotary sport, how weak they are in doing rotation, anti-rotation exercise in the gym. It's crazy. So what the body does, if I'm going here, I can't stay down, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna come out of posture, right? So then now it becomes a hand-eye coordination game, which is really hard to play that game. So when Scottie's in here, or my guys are in here, I really cue hard on them on what they should feel and what position they should be in, if that makes sense.
That's my biggest problem in my golf swing. Like,
For sure.
I'll get here and like, you know, hitting like 20 balls at the range. My body's fatiguing, like you said.
Yeah.
And I'm just like basically coming in like this, early extension, and it's
There you go.
a bunch of problems.
So for you, a good thing for you is this would be a great exercise for you. But make sure pelvis stays square, shoulder stays square, and I stay in posture. Because I start fatiguing, I'm going to come up, and then I'm going to use the big muscles. I'm going to use my arms, my shoulders, if that makes sense, my quads. So if I go from here to here, my quads are now working more than my glutes. Yeah, just a really good thing for you to do when you go to the gym. Yeah, and again, like, this has been kind of my work for 20 years. A lot of people have swing faults, but they don't think it's the body that's creating it. And more than 90% of the time, it's the body limitations, weaknesses that are creating those swing faults. So if I can get rid of those imbalances or weaknesses in the body here in the gym, those swing faults start to dissipate. And that's probably been the biggest thing for me working what I do here is educating the golf coaches. So working with Scottie since he was 14 and knowing Randy Smith, his coach, even before Scottie, because I worked with Harrison Fraser and Justin Leonard and Ryan Palmer, we developed a really good relationship. And Randy would call me or I would say, hey, this is what we got doing in the gym because I'm doing this. So it's a really good relationship we have. Randy say, hey, I see this in the golf swing. Scottie's not loading his right side. He's coming, you know, we call what we call like a reverse spine. So I'll take that and we'll put some stuff in the gym that mimic that movement to make that motor pattern a lot better. Kind of like, so then when they go to the course, he's able to move better, more repeatable. If that makes sense. It's been a interesting journey because everyone wants to buy a new ball or buy a new driver or new clubs. But it's the Indian, not the arrow, right? It's the body. And so a lot of clients we work with over the years, even the older guys, get away from the pros, the amateurs, they sit at a desk, they sit in a plane, they sit in a car. They don't really work on their body and they work their whole lives to play golf when they retire or semi-retire, but their body is so bad they can't play the game. So they've never really worked on their body. So I think there's been a slow evolution of people like, hey, if I want to play better golf, I got to start figuring out what I do here. And most clients who come in here, it starts with pain or injury first. And then they realize, wow, I'm moving better, I'm feeling better, I'm actually playing better golf because the body's moving better, right? The engine's better. And it happens at every level. So it's a good thing that, you know, just that simple movement, you're challenging. And you made the comment, I didn't bring it up, like, yeah, I always lose posture. Well, as soon as you fatigued, you came out of posture in that exercise. So.
Hi, George. How you feeling, man?
Feeling good. Legs are already burning. It's kind of surprising. Like, I kind of was like, I could do this, but
Yeah, it doesn't look like it'd be that difficult, but
pros go through it, and they got to put their body through the test to compete every given week. So
Yeah, and it's not a lot of weight. Right?
No, it's not.
It's just using body weight really and putting you in certain positions to engage certain muscle groups that we don't usually engage when we lift. Yeah.
all right. So you're involved in another company that you started or founded as Live Pure, correct?
Yep. Yeah. Live Pure. So 4 or 5 years old. I helped develop it with Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, Nelly, Jessica, Zach Johnson. It's pretty big on the PGA Tour. So I would say more than half the field out there uses it every week. Hydration, energy, recovery, and protein is kind of our 4 staple. And you guys came at a great time. Jordan Spieth's signature flavor just came out, blue raspberry hydration. So after your workout in Texas, heat, playing golf, that's really important to keep yourself hydrated.
appreciate it.
Especially for a post-round workout, it's good. So give it a shot.
Let's do it.
Well, Troy, thanks for having us,
Yeah, man.
It's always
Yeah,
a
thanks
pleasure
for
to
coming
catch
by.
up.
Yeah, great.
Thank
George.
you.
You're
Best of
welcome.
luck this off season and then throughout the season with the Dallas Stars. We're looking forward to you hoisting that Stanley
Appreciate
Cup
that.
once and for all.
It's coming. I believe it's coming. So
Yeah.
just can't wait.
Yeah. Well, keep up all the great work, man. You've done some
appreciate it.
amazing stuff, and
Thank you.
You know, future's bright here still with everything you have going on.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that. Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah.